Bipul sir. Hello.
Yeah, sir, I'm here. I'm here.
Sir. Yes, sir. Sir, can you start?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You can start, sir. Second point. Yeah. Hello, participants. Are you ready for the session two? Okay. Now session two is about to start. Okay, sir. Over to Bipul, sir. Any problem, sir? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. I thought that because I am on a remote, sir. So that's why I could not do anything. Yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone. So we will start a session. Okay. I guess my screen is visible to all of you, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, your voice is not clear. It's cracking.
It's not clear. It
Now it is.
So what I was telling you, like we
No, sir, some echo is there. Is it for me or for everyone? Hello, sir, your voice is I can't understand. I don't know, like, is it at my end or like other mates are also facing?
Is my voice is not clear for everyone? Please.
Check, sir. Now I think it will be clear.
Okay, it will be clear. So, is it clear for everyone?
Just reply it in the chat box in case if you have any trouble, please.
Yeah, fine. So, it is clear. Okay. So, I will use data that I had recommended you. Am I clear? My voice is clear. It's breaking. Oh God, why it is breaking?
Bipul sir. Hello.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah, sir. Please.
Okay. Yeah, I will continue. I will continue. Don't worry. My voice is
Yeah.
clear.
And now it is clear, sir. Just
Clear
where
for
we.
clear for
Now you
everyone.
just share your slides, so we will take taking.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, no problem.
Clear, right? So, let me know that my voice is not clear or whatever. Actually, the thing is, there are certain softwares required, so those softwares are not installed in that system. So, how we can proceed? So, I'm having the code this time. I'm not write the code line by line. I'll just explain it quickly. First of all, we needed using. Open access, we'll access it, import pd.read, of course, CSV, okay, and data name. Bangalore. Okay, and this is data I can give a df. df is equal to, and this let me check if it is accessed or not. df.head. So if you not need, okay, what are those things that will take data? Okay, as well as you know what you have to consider and what not we have to consider. Okay, I
Voice is replicating, sir. Bipul sir, your voice is replicating.
replicating means it is getting
You have.
repeated.
Are you talking with multiple device?
No, I'm using only single device.
Right. Okay, then.
Just a minute.
It is doubling. Voice is doubled. Right. Okay, you just continue. We will check it. No problem.
Oh, it is getting doubled. Just
Uh,
wait
uh,
1 minute.
uh.
It is coming for 2 times. Is it getting repeated for 2 times?
No. Now whatever you talk, it is okay.
Okay. First, that we did of when this is on this data. Okay. So I'll explain 2 things, like how you can analyze, how you can process this kind of data to make a model, as well as how we can deploy the model. Right. So what I that in the having 9 of super built area is 2418, plot area is 2025, and carpet area is 87. A categorical, like last time when we did a categorical value, we used what one hot encoding. Okay, so in one hot encoding there was 3 category. Okay, that was your aeroplane, motorbike, and the flower was there. So in this thing, if we are going to use encoding technique, we have to encode for 4 different category. Okay, for area type. For area type, there will be 4 category. The same, we can figure out the category for look. This size, type, other thing. It is how we basically figure out. So
Sir,
online
again it is cracking, echoing, like nothing is clear.
thing is clear. What I should do?
So some voice issues are there. I mean, some system, not system voice issues.
Wait. Is it clear now? Am I clear?
Sir, seems so. Can you start from the beginning, sir, again?
Yeah, let's start. Just okay. Fine. So I guess my voice is clear over here. Okay. So what we did, we have a file. Okay, like every time. Thereafter, the all the data, all the values are non-numerical. Okay, if the values are non-numerical, we can't go ahead with a normal ways like we did till now. Okay, there are lot many data processings are required. Data pre-processing, basically, I should say. Okay, so what are the data pre-processings? It is like categorical value. We have to define the categorical values and all. We have to convert the values into a numerical form and all. So how can we convert it? So first of all, we should know the categories. Okay, for each particular feature to do for data pre-processing, right? For example, we took a type. How can we figure out how many categories are there? With the help of value counts. Okay, in any column you can apply value counts and it will give you the category. Okay, how many? 4 category. That means you input a 4 category. Can be 3, right? And thereafter you can convert this into one hot encoding. Correct. In thereafter, what do you do? Each of the features and size, society, and other features as well, right? What we can do it for the null value. So second, what we do, we have to figure out the null values. Okay, in a data there can be a null values, and null values always occurs for the data. Okay, that means null value treatment is very much important. Why it is important? Because if we are having a null value, okay, that means some value should be there. If it is 0, then also it's okay, but if there is nothing, that means no one. Okay, the person who created this particular data, he is knowing nothing about it. Okay, for the sample number 2 or sample number 3, you can say. Okay, so it is called null value. Okay, so whenever there is a figure out how value are there by df is null dot sum. What is null will return? Is null will return like if it is a null value, it will return true. If it is not a null value, it will return false. Okay, I have to count all the true. True means what? 1. That means if I will use sum, then all the 1. So it is how many null values are there? For the first column, there is no null value. For the second column, there is no null value. For the second column, there is no null value. Size 16, society 5502. Okay, that means we have to treat the null value. This is the first thing that we do on any data whenever you are going to use the machine learning process, right? So according to the situations, we have to deal it. Okay, if null values are quite huge in number, like in column, in this case, if null value is huge in number, we will remove what? Complete column. Okay, if null values are less in number, okay, like this, okay, we can remove those samples where null values are present. If I will remove, in this case, if I will remove sample, then what happened? Then 5502 sample will be removed. That's a huge data loss. Okay, that's a huge data loss. That means if I remove society, because of society, if you are going to remove the samples containing null value, then total 5500 samples will be removed. That's a huge data loss. But if I remove these, so there's small data loss, not that big data loss. So we can just digest that much data loss, right? So according to a situation, we have to do. The third thing that we can do is what? We will not remove anything, not column, not rows. What we will do? We will just feed some value over that position where null values are present. Now question, what we can feed? Okay, we can feed a mean or mode value. That means mean of complete column we can feed over there, or we can feed the maximum occurrence. Okay, like which value is occurred for the maximum number of times. We can feed those value also. That depends, right? So basically, feeding is something or filling up something. We have to decide according to the situation. We have to see like if we can fill over there or not fill over there. Suppose there is something like this. There is something like some value in this location. Then in location, how can we calculate mean? We can't calculate mean in location. If there is a null value, we can't calculate mean in location. What we can do? We can calculate the maximum occurred value. Okay, like which location is repeated for maximum times. Right, and then we can fill that value over the position where null values are present. Okay, if it is a numerical, we can calculate the average. Okay, so depends upon the situations we have to do it. For example, one more thing, suppose there is a null value in total square feet, right? Okay, now if there is a null value in total square feet, then what we have to do? We have to, in that case, you can say that we can fill the mean value. Okay, we can fill the mean value. If it is a null value, we can fill the mean value. But there is one more thing. If we are filling the null value, then if we are filling the mean value, then we are taking a very generic way. Okay, says there is one more thing that we can use. Create the data based upon location or based upon size, isn't it? If we will just figure out all the where 2 BHK is there, and for 2 BHK whatever null values are there, so for can be of 2 BHK with the mean of 2 BHK, mean of 3 BHK. Fill the null value corresponding to 4 BHK with the mean of 4 BHK. Fill like that. Okay, that means fill the corresponding value. We are filling the null value with the mean value, but not the mean of total. Mean of only those values where 3 is present, because the null value is within 3 BHK. So lot many things are there. We can df dot columns. Okay, all the columns. I'll copy it. Okay. So what this line is doing? This line is basically removing some columns from it. What are the columns that I'm removing? I am removing the columns just to make the data little simple. Okay, you may say that I am removing the column, it may affect the model. Yeah, it may affect the model, but later on we can add this column also. Okay, we can add this column, but as of now, I just try to make the simple model so that we can. I'm removing why I'm availability over here is also side. So many values are there. There is no reason for removing it to make the data simple. Okay, that's why later on you can use it. Okay, there is a reason for removing society, because society is having so many null values. Alkali also I'm removing, it is also having a lot many null values. Okay, are basically removed just to make it a little simple so that processing we can do easily. Okay, so now, and the thing why I removed the data type in average is going to give us a very complex data. You will see, to treat location only it will be a very complex. That's why I removed it. In location, in the location it is around 300 categories. That means there are around 300 locations. Okay, that means 300 category means what? There, if you convert this thing into one hot encode, columns. That's easy. df1.shape, right? You can the shape of it. How we are having around 13,000 columns. Like this. All the like if you check over here df1, dot in dot sum. Right? We're having how many null? Still we are having so many null values, 16 and 73. Oh, there is one null value in location, 16 in size, and path is having 73. What we will do, we will just remove the null value like this, directly drop NA. Okay, as we use drop NA, it will remove all those samples which is having the null value, and then we are using reset index because when the samples will be removed, index will be disturbed, so index will be resetted. Correct. So it is how we are removing all the samples having the null. And okay, or here we can define df2. It is your df1. Now if I check it, what will I get? Df2 dot save. I can check like how many data I lost. Okay. So I am having earlier 13,320 samples. Now I am having 13,246 samples. That means around almost you can say 50 or 70 data has been lost. That is okay. If we compare 13,070 data you lost also, then also it's okay. Nothing to worry, right? 6 came. Why came? Because of reset index, one more index came over here. Okay. Okay. That we require to remove. So what we can do, we can remove this thing also. So df2 dot drop. Okay. What we can drop? We can drop index. Okay. Axis can df2 is equal to. And you can use this particular part below it. It's better. Now we are having, now my data set is not, I want to check. Okay. Fill n used, so you can try that fill n later on also. You can just have a thing. So 3 things are there. Either you can remove the column, or you can use drop, or you can use fill NA. In the fill NA, what you do, we just define the location, or we just define the value what you want to fill. Okay, I want to fill 7, I want to fill 20. Yes. Okay. Now come to the location part. Okay. So over here, location is showing how many. So how many locations are present? It is about number of locations. Okay, like in Whitefield there are 534 properties, like Sarjapur Road there are 392 property, Electronic City 302 properties, Kanakpura Road like 266 properties, right? So there are so many things. Okay, what is the length? 1304. That means there are 1304 categories are possible. Then how can we deal with this 1304 category? We'll see. Okay, but before that, size is having what? It's written 2 BHK, 4 bedroom, 3 BHK, 3 BHK, 2 BHK, right? So we have to consider only this numerical value. Okay, because model can only understand this numerical value. Model going to understand it is nothing bedroom whatever written. So how can we do it? Splitting it. That means we will split it into 2 parts. For example, here K is equal to 2 space BHK. Okay, and I will use K dot split on the basis of space. Okay, what I will get? I think like this. A list. Okay, from this list I can pick the index 0. Okay, and this convert into what? Integer now. Int of. So this process I have to apply column. Correct, I have to apply over complete. I will access the number of bedrooms, right? Copy this. Just a minute. copy this and I will paste it over here. Okay, sorry. Bedroom. Bed. One by
Sir, can you please repeat? There is lot of voice cracking. Voice is cracking. Apart from TQDM1.
For someone it is clear, for someone it is cracking. I got. Okay.
So we didn't understand anything from code number line 21 because of the, I mean, cracking of the voice.
Okay. Code number which one? This one.
Sir, line number 21, this 21 in bracket.
Okay, this
Yeah.
one.
Yes, sir. So sometimes you are clear and sometimes like it crack, like it is within the frame of seconds. So it's very difficult to say right now you are clear or not.
Okay. So okay. So this and
Again cracking, sir, again cracking. Again cracking, not clear.
yeah. It is
So like when you are speaking the whole sentence, some words are like clear and some words are not. Some words are being cracked in between. So the complete line, remains ununderstood to us. This is maybe a system issue.
maybe I hope now
Now it's going fast and doubling also.
okay. So I guess the processing was going on, that's why. Anyway, I hope now it's better,
Now it's
right?
clear. Now
Yeah,
it's
right,
clear.
right, right.
Yes.
Some processing was going on. Anyway, what it means, we are having a string, right? So in that string, we are having two entity, 2 and BHK. So we have to consider only 2. We can't consider the BHK part, right? Because we have to convert the things into numerical form. Okay, so we can split it, and after splitting, when you split the thing, what will you get? You will get two entity. Okay, you had seen the process. If I will use it, you're getting two entity. Okay, from this entity the first is required, so I will use index 0, and this is what you got. Okay, it is what you got, right? So okay, so int. Okay, so you're getting 2. Clear? So same thing we did for complete column of size. Okay, size represents bedroom. bedroom, BHK, 3 BHK, 2 BHK, right? So it is splitted and you are picking up the new index. And I is what for the sample. That means first sample, second sample, third sample. What you get in the bedroom, you are getting this thing, bed underscore, okay, array with the bedroom sizes. Okay, we are getting a complete array with what? With the bedroom sizes. Next, we have to do column. So it is what we did. The column with the bedroom array. Okay. So it is now replaced. Okay. Now df2 dot head. Sorry, it's not.
So df2.
So one column is processed. Okay, it is the one column that is processed. Okay. Thereafter, we are going for square feet. Okay, the square feet column we are trying to convert into float. Now, question: we are converting a square feet column into float because if you check types of it, okay, you will get what? Get that the first column is an object, second column is an integer, the third column is an object, fourth column is a float, and fifth column is also a float. That means a square feet column is not a numerical value. Okay, there are bath column and the price column is float. That can be used. Total square feet can also be used, but we have to treat location in a square feet. A square feet is not a numerical value. Okay, the square feet is what? Is basically a object. Okay, so that needs to be converted into numerical value. But when you try to convert it into numerical value, you will face a challenge. What challenge? Error. Okay, it is an error showing if you are trying to convert it into numerical term. Okay, it is throwing an error. The reason is simple. It is giving like this. Okay, there is a range given. Okay, there is a range given. That means the single value was not there. It is a 2100 hyphen 2850. Okay, so that's why it is a range given. Correct. So what we can do for that? We have created a function. This function is doing what? It is taking a value x. If that can be converted into float, it's fine. If not, it will return false. Okay, it will just return false for all those values which can't be converted into what? Float. Okay, so for this particular isNum function, when I pass 3, 4, 5, 6, it is running false. Okay, if I pass a single value, it will return true. Correct. So same I isNum on total. After what we are doing, apply this thing over here. So obviously, if a value can be converted into float, it can be converted. If it can't be converted, it will return false. Okay, what it will do, right? We do complete. The function used is what? Apply and the function name. Okay, which we are getting, which can be converted into float. Okay, and all those values which can't be converted into float basically removed. And what are the okay? There is a inverse at the beginning. Okay, inverse. That means the data that we converted into float. There, right? So this is the filtering I explained earlier. That means if it is true in the first case, all the variables you converted, that is what you're getting. In the second, these are the values converted into float. Okay. Okay, it is returning what? False, and we converted the false into true. Sorry, yeah, right. It is returning false, and we are converted the false into all the false is converted into true. So that's why we are getting this thing. So that means, okay, so how we can treat it? Either we can remove it, okay, we can remove all the sample, or what we can do, we can sum them and calculate this value. Some, okay, okay, yeah, little bit voice. If it is more than, you can say, like if it is adjustable, you can little adjust also. So what we are doing over here, just see. Making difficult to understand. I'm actually speaking very slowly. What I can do then?
So it's not because of your voice. It's like something with the either with the system or either with the Cisco meeting web
I
that is
can.
creating problem. Like some lines are clear, some lines are not. Sometimes it's doubling, sometimes it's echoing, sometimes it's breaking. All three problems are existing. It's making very difficult to understand the concept.
Yes, sir.
Sir, am I clear?
Yes, yes, yes. Now, whatever conversation you did in last 10 minutes, it is good.
Yeah. So like someone is getting problem, like I am not getting like why. So like it is
Sushmita ma'am will have problem, I think.
no, like 2%
Problem.
is, yeah.
Sushmita ma'am. Hmm.
I miss Sonia. Okay,
So
Miss Sonia is also.
now it's getting clear, like the this conversation. But
Right.
sometimes it's break when he like, matlab, it's very difficult to conclude now, like whether it is going to be clear or not, because some sentences are clear, some sentences are not. It's
I
not
got the
because
things.
of your voice, sir. It's something to do with like the Cisco meeting web or maybe like the system at your end.
I changed my network also. Let's see if it is working good or
Yeah,
not.
now it is clear. Now whatever you have speak like in last, as sir mentioned, it is clear.
Okay, fine. Okay, actually, I changed the network also. I am having like the two networks. I just changes the network. If it will not, then I will use one more network. Okay,
So one suggestion, so I
yeah,
think you should connect the charger. It's in power saving mode. That's why it's kind of saving power and not delivering at times.
maybe good suggestion.
Plus, Windows update is also running, I think, and it consumes a lot of data.
No date, but it is asking me to update. I clicked over that.
Okay, okay.
Just I activated the charger. That may be the reason. Yeah, I connected the charger. I guess now it should go well. That may also be the reason. Yeah, I had not noticed.
It's clear, sir. Now, whatever you have spoken in last few minutes, it's clear. I think
Okay.
it would work now.
Okay, fine. Okay, thanks. Thanks a lot for the suggestion. Okay, so what I was telling, this process is go. What it will return? It will return two things. That means if a square feet, you understood what is a square feet column? It is just object. Second, it is update. Okay, it is having either a numerical data or it is having a data in a range. Defining a we did function is convert into float. It will convert the things into float. So you can see over here. Okay, if I also here, true or false, right? Now, if I will pass df2, okay, then all the value against true against false will be removed. Okay, so you can see we are getting a, because of true we are getting all those values that can be converted into float. Okay, all those values that can be converted into float, right? This is what we are getting. That's why you are getting all the values against false. Okay, so it is what we are getting over here. As I told you, either you can remove these things, okay, either you can remove these things or you can convert it process. Okay, we are splitting the data, picking up the summing up, dividing by 2, the average we are using. Okay, this process we will use. So this is a single symbol, one example. Okay, this process for multiple data values for it is a function that it is a function that we have created, right? Value v, split it. Okay, if length is equal to 2 after splitting, it will pick first value, second value, divide by 2 and return it. Okay, and except it will return none, right? So this function execute and will summarize the things. We'll just kind of sum the thing and divide by 2 and calculate the average everywhere, right? So what I do, okay, I will apply it. I will apply. I may get df2 dot d types. I am expecting to. Okay, so you can see total square feet is converted into what float value. Okay, now only one column remained with the object type. Okay, one more over here in some exceptional case, so I have to check if there is any null value present or not, right? So what I will do, I will just use dot is null dot sum. Okay, so I'm getting a null value 46 null value because of some exception. So what I will do, I will just values I told you df2 dot drop na, df2 dot drop na. This is what I can do. It will remove all the null values and 0 dot na, this is what df2. Because this process some null values, those null values had been dropped. Now there is no null value as well as that I need df2 dot d types. Types are what? Types are also as I need. Okay, that means 4 columns are converted numerical, only 1 column remains now object. One column as well as okay, to location part. Okay, so for the location part, first to any space present. You can see this is how we can remove it. In Python, okay, you strip, okay, strip do what? It removes any space before or after. So in the location, if there is a space, suppose somewhere it is written white field and somewhere it is written white field with space, then it will consider two different category, white field and white field with a space. So that is what we don't want. So we remove all the, we have to remove all the space. Okay, and for removing the location, okay, and it will be what? X means what? The location name. Okay, X dot strip, it will strip the thing, location name will be updated. Location name will be updated, then you can location count. Okay, how many location count are there? Okay, so these many values. Now, it's a huge number, right? 1298. Okay, that is a huge number of category. What we can do in these kind of cases? All those locations where there the data values are more, for example, Whitefield, Sarjapur Road, Electronic City, these can be considered as different category. Location category, that is others, right? Means if at a particular location, okay, if at a particular location number of location number of properties are less than 10 or 20 also we can use. Okay, if it is less than 10 or if it is less than 20, we can consider those locations as others. We can consider those locations as others location. Okay, so that it can decrease the number of conclude, or you can say to proceed, right, or process the data. So okay, is 240. 240 location counts. There are 240 locations where it is more than 10 properties. Okay, and there are 1058 locations where it is less than 10 properties. Okay, so if at a single location that is called others, what will happen? My number of category will be 241. Okay, my number of category will decrease to 241 directly. Okay, it will from 1058 it will come down to 241, right? So it is what we did over here, right? Location count less this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
In any problem, sir?
no, nothing.
Okay.
Okay, so what we did, df2 location dot apply, there is a lambda function other in case of x in location count is less than 10. What is count less than 10? This is a so okay, so if your location is independently, loc count underscore less underscore 10. If you get some, what are you getting? Location, all the locations. So first location will come. Okay, if that location is present in table, okay, the location will be replaced by other. Okay, the location will be replaced by x will it not over, then it will remain as it is. Okay, if it is what other. All now diff2 dot tell Okay, that is what will I get? These are the locations I am getting. So one location you can see over here, other. Okay, why? Because in this location the number of properties are less than 10. Okay, so this, if thereafter we are discussing with the outliers. What are outliers? That I discussed in last class also. So for figuring out the outliers, there are a lot many ways are there. Okay, there was a way that I told you about, like standard deviation and all those things we can do. Okay, as well as the domain expert can also help you. Okay, for example, it is an outlier remover for bedrooms. Okay. So if it is there, you can see what unique values in bedroom. So there are 2 bedroom apartment, 4 bedroom apartment, 3 bedroom apartment, 6 bedroom apartment, 1 bedroom apartment. But what is this? 27 bedroom. Okay, so these are the bedroom apartments. These are not actually the apartments, right? If there is something with a 27 bedroom, so I can't say that that is an apartment. That may be some hotel or something, right? So these can be considered as outliers. They are very less in number, but they can affect my model in a very bad way. Okay, so if anything which is at a very extreme condition are known as outliers, right? So we have to deal with outliers. So we have to remove the samples that is containing these kind of values, right? We there as well as this is it divided by total size. What it means, if suppose there is a square, total square feet is 200. Okay, suppose total 200. Okay, in some properties, total bedroom given 3. So 200 by 3 will be what? 200 will by 3 will be around kind of 370, around 70, right? Around 16 and 70, right? So, but in a 69 square feet or 70 square feet, right? You can't make a bedroom, right? A bedroom should have minimum, at least minimum 100 square feet is required. If it is a very small bedroom, then also minimum 100 square feet is required, 10 by 10, right? 70 square feet, no bedroom can be there. It is just a kind of some, you can say, storeroom, right? So that means over here, if total square feet, here we are considering a minimum bedroom size, like so total square feet suppose is kind of 700, right? And number of bedrooms is suppose 2. Okay, then 700 divided by 2, it will be what? It will be 350, correct? Then we are considering it. So here we are minimum considering as a 300 square feet of bedroom. Okay, we are considering minimum 300. So if all those bedrooms than 300 square feet, they will be removed. Okay, because when I execute it, it will return true. It will return only those values which are having less than 300 square feet. But if I put an inverse over here, what will happen? This will return those values with more than 300 square feet, right? So we are just filtering the data, okay, just for which are not suitable for the which are basically the domain experts said that it is not suitable. That means this data are not possible, like not possible, right? So because there are so many data errors may possible, right? So we remove those data errors. Okay, and we have calculated this thing also. Okay, we will remove the bedrooms also, like this is what price per square feet. Okay, so what is this price per square? So these things, to do these things, if you are working on any project, this data expert will basically help us. Okay, or domain expert will help. Price multiplied by this what is this around 1 lakh divided by total square feet. Okay, why? Because price is basically converting this thing divided by some, it should not be very much less. Okay, like suppose at some location, okay, let me call it df2 dot head. Okay, we do a search over the Okay, describe minimum, that's fine. Minimum is 267. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. Okay, this is also our outlier. That means 267 rupees per square feet is not possible, I guess, almost in kind of for nowadays. Okay, nowadays if I want to purchase a apartment, then I can't get 267 square feet in major cities like Bangalore or even in a smaller city also. Okay, so that means these are not possible. Okay, that means in this data there are certain prices which are not there are certain prices which are not very close to the actual price, actual possible price. Okay, those also needs to be treated. So what we figured out till now, we figured out the sizes, the the number of bedrooms are there, which are very huge in number for some samples. The price are there, which are very less for some samples. Okay, for maximum is this. So maximum also we can't say like it is 1,76,470 rupees per square feet. I can't say that this is possible or not, but it may possible, but for most of the cases, this much expensive is also not there. Okay, so we have to pick only those values which are very, which are mostly, most of the cases favoring those values. Okay, like, so what we do, we will use this particular thing. Okay, what is grouping the data, okay, on the basis of price per square feet. Okay, that means location wise. df2 dot group by location, that means you are picking a location and location wise you are the price per square feet. Okay, so you can see in Chandapura it is 3041. The average price is this one. Okay, and maximum is this one. Okay, price per square feet is the maximum. Okay, so basically why are we doing it? Because price per square feet depends upon the location also. Okay, in some locations, so we can't take it generic, we can't take like all the things having the same thing. So we can analyze on the basis of location. So here we just analyzed on the basis uh the same is maximum wise, maximum wise be given. Okay, so uh, okay, and then what we're doing, it is the final data over here. Okay, df is a data frame number for group by location. That means when you group by, you're getting a figure. You calculate mean of it, and we calculate the standard deviation of it, expected df. If the mean, okay, if the value of a particular price per square feet is smaller than the first standard deviation or greater than the first standard deviation. Okay, we are just removing all those figures. Okay, what are we doing? We are removing all those figures which price per square feet is than first standard deviation or more than first standard deviation. Okay, and then we are concatenating the data, and finally we are getting this thing df4, right? So if I execute it, I will get df4, okay, dot head. Okay, so it is what I'm getting, right? In this case, at least count of price per square feet, okay, the outliers had been removed. Okay, these all things about the beds and So for okay, on the price basis, outliers are removed, but on the many bathroom, 16 bathroom, 13 bathroom is not possible. Okay, so what we do, we will again, this is just a graphical, okay? And what we did, all those cases, so there are cases where, okay, these are the cases where bedroom and 12 bathroom, right? It is really not that much possible. 10 bedroom, 12 bathroom, 16 bedroom, 16 bathroom, right? So it's a huge, but all those cases where number of bathroom is more than number of bedrooms plus 2. Okay, if number of bedrooms is 4, okay, number of bathroom is what, 7. So this is a, there is a problem with the data. Number of bedroom is, bathroom is 8. Just remove all those data where number of bathroom is more than number of, okay. So if we just updated the data, and we are on the ground of that also it is removed. That is, if there is a this data will be removed. Okay, like number of bedrooms is 4, number of they will be removed because of. So on the ground of bedrooms and bathrooms, outliers are removed. On the ground of it is removed, right? You do see your complete data that you are getting.
Sir, this is like any number we can take, like plus instead of plus 2 plus 1 also, or like if
Right.
you are considering number of bedrooms should be equal to the number of bathrooms. I mean bathroom should, yeah. These are like for the extras we can take any
Right,
number.
right. As well as you can, I had not removed those kind of a huge number of bedrooms. You can also apply, like you can remove all those figure
Yeah,
where
not
the
more than 4, yeah.
yeah, right. Okay, this is very important. Okay, those data analysis is different that you can do according to the can be used. Okay, one hot encoding can be used for the prediction and all those kind of things. One hot encoding. Okay, get dummies vary. P dot get dummies. So what it will give me? It will give me df underscore encoded. The one hot encoded value. Okay, like if there were 240 categories or 241 categories, we are getting 241 columns. Okay, so each column, like the first sample is representing, so it is 1, the rest all will be 0, right? And the okay category, right? We did this particular df5 with the actual data, added this is on df5, okay, and we will get df6. What we are having, we are having this value, location, total square size, correct? This got over here, correct? Next, what we move this part. And we will draw, because column is my y value, that means value that needs to be predicted. The rest will be our features. Okay, X will be our features, Y will be our price column that needs to be predicted. For the you can see, guys, you can convert this thing to SSB file also, and you can download. So you are not required to do the things again and again. Okay, as a convert and over here, okay, this is your final. Okay, process data I can use. So if there are, we have to divide process for processing, like how it is basically done. Go to the process, it will be, and I'm using, okay, put it X and Y. I'm calculating the score and all here. So if I we can do, okay. Now you have to make the predictions. Okay, so how can we make the predictions, right? You have to understand how can we make the predictions, right? So here we are doing what for a particular location. Okay, np dot where, that means Bijaynagar is present at which location. Okay, for example, if I have this, okay, I'm getting this thing, that means Bijaynagar is a value that is present at, in the column it is present as location number 234. I want 234, so I'll use this. If I'll use 0, get what, this one, 1 0, I will get 2. Okay, that means it is how, suppose anyone asked me that he needs a apartment at Bijaynagar, so I'll just figure out where the Bijaynagar is. It is at location number 234. What I do, I just make that particular location with a higher bit. I just make 1 over there. I will write 1 over there, that is a higher bit will be induced over there, and then the predictions will be made. Okay, rest all value will be 0, only that particular bit will be higher. Okay, only that. So okay, so process we do, we define something like this. X equal to np dot zeros x, len of x. Okay, this is small x, also give some other value, for example k. So what get, we will get a array of 0. Okay, array of 0, and we will just make only those bits higher that are required. Okay, we will make only those bits higher that are required. Is what, 244. 244, out of 244 we are having what, according to that 241 is the location. Okay, 241 is location, and 242 is bedroom, 243 bathroom, and 244 is what, one more thing is there, right? Total what was that, like, is 241 244. 244. Okay, what we do, we just replace the 0, like take value for Okay, location, like location is Vijayanagar. He wants a square feet, for example, 300 square feet. So 300 square feet will be what? At location. Okay, because the first location x of 1 will be given the square feet. Okay, now location 0. Okay, I go to train, x train. Right? So you can see over here, size is present at location 0. That's why size given at location 0. Size in beds are same. Right? That's why it given at enter. So this value will figure out where the Vijayanagar is present. Okay, you will figure out where present at 55th location. So x of 55 will be 1. Okay, so we have to use. Okay, you can use k. Okay, so k, number of zeros. So you can pick the value from user and can feed the value into this function, and this function will do rest of the task. Okay, and then model.predict. Okay. So here the prediction will also needs to according to the, and thereafter to predict the price, what we can do, we can just pass the, okay, predict first JP Nagar, wherever the JP Nagar present, it pass that location into K, because K of 244 zeros. Okay, K is array of 244 zeros. So K0 will be replaced by number of beds. Number of beds is what? It can be like 3. K0 will be replaced by 3. Replaced by what? Square feet 1000. K2 will be replaced by, and K, wherever this particular thing is present, first phase JP Nagar, that will be replaced by 1. Okay, 79. We just use in the prediction. What we are saving your model. Okay, this sklearn and all, we use pickle, or we can use that keras also. Okay, so all the libraries basically is having function for saving the model. Okay, like sklearn is using what? Is using pickle. Okay, through pickle you can save your model. So when your model will be saved, okay, it will be saved, it will show here. Okay, where is this Bangalore? Okay, so your model is saved. We have, that is a JSON file. This JSON file is containing all your columns name. It's containing what? All your JSON column names. Okay, it will come. What is not come? It will rephrase. Okay, column JSON. So containing all your column names. Column names are what? Column names are basically your location names. Okay, so you had created a JSON key, and these are your, okay, all the column names you just put in the column.json. Correct. So these are the two files that you create. Okay, so when you create these two files, you can store these two files. What is this? Okay, like this. Okay, so what you are having? Two things. Okay, first you are having pickle file, and second you are having JSON. Pickle you can't see. If you open, you can't see, like you can't understand what's written over there. Okay, that is something that only system can understand. But JSON file is there. Okay, I will open it. Create with Notepad++. I will show you how JSON file looks like. Okay, this is JSON file, data columns. It is containing all the information about columns, size, total square feet, baths, and all the location. It is your JSON file, right? It is like a dictionary, isn't it? So JSON file and all, and thereafter you create some Python file. Okay, so two Python files are there. Like first it is util file. So what util file is doing, let me share this file with you. Okay, you have to just understand it, and thereafter I'll share this thing with you. Okay, so what this is doing, this is basically these are the libraries that you required. Okay, pickle, JSON, numpy. Okay, so you have to install it by using pip install pickle, pip install JSON lib, and pip install numpy. This is what you can install in your system. These commands you have to pass in command prompt, CMD. Okay, thereafter what we did, we have defined certain function. There are two functions you can see. Okay, there are two functions. First function over here is estimated price, and second function over here is load saved artifacts. Okay, so what it is doing, there are two variables, data columns and location, right? So it is first accessing, okay, with open artifacts slash column, that is a location, in the read format, data columns equal to json dot load f what data columns. What it means, data columns you can see over here. Okay, if you see a data column, key name is what, sorry, why it is showing like this. Okay, you can see over here the key is what, data columns, right? So what are you doing, you are reading columns over here. Okay, json.load, this is how we read it, data column. That means you just read all the data columns value in data columns in this variable. Okay, and location equal to what, location equal to data columns from 3. What is 3? That means this is 0, this is 1, this is 2. Location is started from here. Okay, that's why from 3 all the locations will be stored in locations, right? Then you are reading what is the pickle file. Okay, if model is having no model defined, okay, there is no model, then it will read the pickle file, and that pickle file will go to model. Okay, so when what you have defined over here, two things you have defined, locations and the model. Okay, you read locations, or you read all the possible in location. So basically in any other kind of a program, what we do, we read over here any kind of a features. Okay, so whatever the features are there, that we read over here. All the features we read over here in locations, and the model we read, we are just reading using this particular thing, open, and you are reading this thing as your pickle.load. Okay, and thereafter what are we using, we are going to use this particular thing, get estimated price. So how can you get estimated price? Obviously user will give you, okay, user will give you the location, they will give you a square feet, they will give you BHK and bath. Okay, so first of all you have to read the location index. So we are reading the location index, data.column.index, where is that particular index present. That means if user had given a white field, so you have to read the white field, the index. If index is more than 0, so at that index write 1. Other parts we already used earlier, create an array of length of data column. That means if there is a length of 244, there will be a 0 array of 244. Okay, and the first will be replaced by the BHK requirement, second will be replaced by a square feet requirement, third will be replaced by bathroom requirement. Okay, and the X LOC index will be replaced by wherever the location present. Okay, and those all value will be passed to model.predict, and model will predict the value and return the value. Correct? So this is what, this is just a file that will use your file, use your model, and use your JSON file to make the predictions. But now how can we what this is known as deploy it over a server. Okay, so for deploying it over a server, again we have to code for the server. Okay, so according to your need, like if you're using AWS, you're using Azure, you can code for that. Okay, because this file only you have to access over the server. Okay, this file you have to access over the server. I am using over here for my purpose, I am using Flask. Okay, Flask is something that can be used as a local server for Python. Okay, so I'm using what, Flask. So what Flask is doing, you can install Flask like pip install Flask. Okay. And what I did, this is the program that I created. So how can you understand what it is doing exactly? Okay. So to understand it, what I will do, I will execute this program. Just a minute. CMD. Okay. And just a minute. We'll execute it like this. What is this? Server.py, right? Server. This is other file.py. This is a code for server. I will explain the code, but first let me execute to show you. So when I execute it, it will start on my local system. Okay. So let it be started. So according to our own server, whatever server you're going to use, suppose some going to use, okay, we have to code according to that. Okay. So it is running on my local system, and this is the, you can see on this IP address my code is running. Okay, my application is running right on this server, right? So what I will do, I will go to my browser. Okay, and I give that particular index over here. Why it is saying not found? Because I have to call the file that I want to execute. Okay, so if I will execute get location name, so what it will do? Get location. So you can see all the location names I am getting. Okay, all the, let's see, in the this get location name is triggering this function. Okay, and what this function is doing, this function is triggering and converting into JSON format get location name function. And where is this get location name function? This get location name function is there in util file. Where is util file? Util file is present in the same location, you can see. Okay, in the same location there is a function within util file that is called get location name. So util dot get location names is triggering this thing, and it is returning locations. Okay, locations is created where? Location is created over here, right? So that means we have created a location over here, and that location is returned by this function. Okay, and this function can be triggered how? It can be triggered by util, because it is within util file. Util dot get location, util dot next. Okay, and response is returned, and the same response you can see over here. Next, we have to predict it, but for predicting we can't call it as it is, right? We can't call this thing as it is, because for predicting we have to give the square feet name, we have to give the location name, we have to give a lot of things, correct? So the same thing we're doing, we have to take the user value, this is what we have to take. Okay, and then it will call util dot get estimated price. Util dot get estimated price is what? Util dot get estimated price is this one. Okay, is this one, right? So this is returning at the end the price, right? So how can we execute this part? Because here we have to put the, we have to call a post request, right? So for this purpose, I am using a software named Postman. Okay, so Postman is a software that can be used, okay, if you are not having any server things, because again you create a server that needs a expense and all. So over here I am using a server called Flask. Okay, so if anything that is running over a Flask, okay, on a server, and we have to call a particular file or call a particular program that is running over a server, what we can do, we can use Postman. Through Postman, why I'm using Postman? Because through this particular thing pass the value. How can he pass, like, okay, I like price and all. Okay, so to pass the value I need what? I will use this particular thing called. So how it can be used? It should be started. It is taking time to start. Is it corrupted or what? I hope it should not get corrupted. Code Okay, you can access the file as well as you can access this file. Okay, I will share. Okay, so it is done. Now let's it works. It take a little time to start. It's a huge software. It right. So it is what? Okay, so the final output. Okay, it will return you the output, right? So I have to just call this thing. Okay, like whatever the IP address on which my program is running, I have to call that part and to pass the. Okay, I pass it will give me the output. It's taking some time. We can only wait for that because we can't do anything. Till then, you can download and can access the file. PHP and all. That means this Python code will access PHP code, and then PHP code can give you one website and all. Okay, so that also can be done. But you're up to this point, any IT person can do the rest of the part, the IT back. Okay, we so many tabs. So I will say, okay, okay. So this is my predict home price thing. Okay, but in the predict home price, it is not going to be get request, is going to be a post request. So in the post request, we have to pass values which we can. Okay, so already there is a form data. Why I am using, you know, that means it is requesting from the form. Okay, what it will request? It will request total square feet, right? So just copy this thing and paste it value, correct? So it is what values. It is what location. Okay, so where is present, and one more key value, it is BHK, where it is bath. So these many things you, okay, you can see location, key value, password, and I have to pass the value, right? So if we create a website, from that website it can take the values. That means if some real estate like 99 acres and all those things are there, if they want to deploy it, they can deploy on the website like this. Okay, they will read the from form or from any kind of a JSON according to the requirement, and then they can pass the details over here. Now I'm passing 1200 square feet. Okay, some location I have to pass. This location, let me call. Okay, so I'll copy this location and over here, right? Location will be used BHK. I want 3. Okay, I want 4. Okay, so if I already post request is already made, if already I will get the response. If everything works good, give me the, it is the exiting over here, but it shows the error. This one, it should not show error. It is already. But price is not working, right? I have selected form data, right? Yes. Like what it is, right? Definitely is with the right. Okay, this here. So if I'll execute it, so I can check like if it is working or not. And CMD. Okay, and here I will execute util.py. Okay, just to check if it is working or not. Because it has been given, so process and give me the output if everything is correct. So much time taking for the processing. Let me stop it. Okay, so it is giving output over here, right? That means so your program is running well, right? But on the server, there might be some problem. Over the server, it is not working good because over here you can see it is giving the data that is passed something that is working. Okay, but when we are deploying it over the server, there is some problem, there might be some error. I don't guess why it is showing, there might be some system error also. So what I will recommend you, that you can apply the same thing, you have to just call the same thing through your in or something that is avoiding it, or something that is putting it not like allowing the system to put a post request. There can be some kind of other firewall or something like that. Okay, so that's why there can be that can be the reason for it. But as of now, you can see my data, the model is working. That's why that model can be called from util. Okay, only we have to do what? Just try for it. I will also check it out. Okay, if anything that error is there, I will just update it over the group. You can also try, it may work in your system. Okay, you will just call util dot get estimated price, because when I'm calling only get estimated price within util it is executing. So when I'm calling from here, it should also execute. So in this case, I'm calling from here util dot get estimated price. Okay, so it should also execute, but there can be some problem with this. I guess with the firewall there is a reason it is showing a problem. Okay, so I have to just check it out once. Okay, and thereafter I'll update with you, like if any changes are required. Till then, you can also try. If it works good, you can just inform me it works, or if it is not working, that also you can say that it is not working, so that I can make update, right? But these three files will help you in deploying any program. Only little bit changes you have to make according to your program. Okay, there you have to make the changes. Okay, there you have to make the, like it can be 3 features, 10 features, or 20 features, whatever features are there. So any kind of problems now you can deploy using the Flask. Okay, if it is a textual, if it is an image kind of problem, then we have to use some other things, because in the image again putting the data, passing the data is a little bit complicated. They have to create a complete UI, okay, user interface, and from there you can pass the data, isn't it? But for any textual data, any numeric, you can use it, right? Okay, so 2 files I have given. I guess you can access both of those files, isn't it? Is it? If you have access, you can download it and can create your program. Okay, and try to deploy our server. I guess there is some firewall in my system that is avoiding me to put the post request. Otherwise, it is working. That's why you are getting the predictions over here. Correct? Get request is still working, but post getting a problem. Get request is still working. Will it be fine? Will you try it once? You please try to deploy it in your system, and thereafter, if anything, if it works, well and good. Otherwise, you can just inform me. I will also try and just check what's the problem by removing the firewall and all. If I remove it now, it will create so much problem. So after the class, I will remove it, and if any changes is required to made, I will update you. Fine.
Sir,
Yeah.
are we required to, download something for accessing this Postman
No, just
or
Postman
online?
software.
We need
Postman
to like
software.
web. This is a kind of web browser, like we can directly make account.
No, it's just a software. You can just download it. It is a
Okay,
software
I
that
need to
is
download.
required. Yeah, just download and install. It is required to, kind of call any post request, right? To like how we call generally for the post request we need
Get and post.
yeah, for get request we can call easily from browser. The post request we have to create a kind of user interface and all. Okay, so here we
This
can't
is
create
this is like for the front end, this Postman, right?
right.
This is the
Front end.
only Flask you mentioned about that. This is
Yeah,
what.
Flask is something. Flask is what Flask makes the program run over the server. Okay, that means it makes your system as a server. Flask makes your own system as a server, and your program is started running over the server, right? And that all from this Postman, right?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So otherwise, what we will do? We have to purchase a server, and we have to upload. We have to server. That means this program will be according to that server. Okay, this is a program according. Okay, and then in that case we have to give all the IP address of the server, and also that thing the IT backend person can easily do it. Okay, that means to upload the things over the server and all, that they can easily do it. If I will get next time any chance, I can also tell you like how can you upload this over the server. That means you can upload over the AWS server and do a lot of things. So but again that will take a time.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, you just touch with me over this. This is my LinkedIn handle, right? So /Bipul Shahi, right? So you can just we can just get connected. You can just put a connection over there with me, so that if anything you need to discuss with me, and that thing is also there, group is also there. My number is there in group only. Okay, in group I am also there, so you can get my number from there also. It's 9911495996, right? So it is there in the group. So you can get it, but still this is the preferred platform that I will prefer, that if you are going to get connected with me, right? Thank you everyone. Thanks a lot. I just took a little more time, but the system is when those all things happens. I'm sorry
No,
for
no
that.
problem, people.
Yeah.
Thank you. You have given a lot of information about this Flask and the server.
Right, right.
I hope participant will enjoy this session also. Due to some distortion, but I hope it was corrected. Now it is fine.
Right, right, sir. Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
any participant will have any query, please ask. Now Bipul sir is last session for this workshop. Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you, sir.
Thank
On
you.
the
Thanks a
behalf
lot.
of COT Bambhori, sir, we thank you very much, sir.
Thanks a lot, sir. It was really a good experience for me as well. Like a
Right,
lot
right,
many
sir.
things. Yeah, it was great.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So all the participants, we will take a break, lunch break for 30 minutes. Okay. You please join at 2:50 sharp. Mr. Rohan Patil will be with us. He will give you a session of ensemble learning. So we will continue it at 3 o'clock. No problem. Thank you very much. Take lunch. Okay. Thank you.